What do you do when you have got no money? Oh my God, this has been a very, very tough transfer window. Literally, what has happened to the finances? It has gone to crap and it has ruined the transfer window. Hit the intro. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another season in the Football Manager Save in the Saddle. I believe this is season 7, I want to say. I mean, we'll have a look. What am I looking for? Fixtures. If we have a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Season 6. Okay, I can't count. But as I alluded to in the intro, we've got no money. It's a problem. It's a big, big problem. If we have a look at the finances, and yes, we're in the good now, but look at where we went to at the end of last year. It got bad. I'm currently spending over the wage budget. I'm negotiating with players on a high contract to bring their wages down, and I'm at the point where I am struggling to bring in a player for a key position. It has been a struggle. Let's look at what we have done so far. Now, of course, as usual, we will look at the outs first. And this man, Marvin Jones, who's impressed me along the way, he's gone out on loan to Dagenham and Redbridge. If he can score some goals in League 2 and bring up his value, that'll be good. If he can get to about 500k, that will be some good money. I think there's a lot to like about him, but as we've moved forward, he is looking worse, and it's very unlikely that he'll ever be the player that he perhaps could have been if we'd have stayed in League 1 a lot longer. So, Marvin Jones, enjoy yourself. Now, this is going to confuse a few. Paris Magoma, still valued at £4.2 million, but you ask anybody to sign him for money, that is not happening. I really wanted to sell him this year, especially when I looked at the finances and I had those issues. I thought, right, let's get £3 to £4 million for Paris Magoma and help us out. And it just didn't happen. I sent him out there. I offered him to clubs. Transfer listed him, as you see, for 3.7 million. Nobody was interested apart from a loan offer from Luton Town, where they are playing his wages, or at least most of his wages. We're paying £100 of his wages, which is frustrating. But anyway, we needed to get the wage budget off. I did put in there an optional future fee, which hopefully they'll take up. Long term, we've got to try and sell him for some good money. He's in the Championship with us. If he has a decent season for Luton, hopefully that'll help him, but I just wish we could have sold him. I really do. One man who did go out on a permanent deal is this man, Niall Mason. As you can see, he's now scout summary, he's 47, so it was the right time to let him go. Really good physical stats still, but he is one that helped us out massively in those 4 years. He was great for us in League 1 in particular. Last year wasn't so bad when he was called upon, but to get £350,000 actually is a little bit low. We probably could have asked for a little bit more, but I needed the money, and I didn't want to mess about too much. We've made a profit on him, so good stuff. Helped us out. Got us off the wage bill, another £3,000 off the wage bill, so good. Jack Lynch, a young left-back from the Youth Academy, has gone out on a free. And Sam Perry, who I was trying to sell on a permanent for about £150,000. Again, nobody wanted him on a permanent, so he's gone out on loan to Doncaster, who are paying his wages as well. So, wage bill-wise, that helped. And finally, Gary Nix, a young central defender. I think we got him from Liverpool, and he's improving, but he's not improving rapidly enough for me. He's gone out on loan to Carlisle in the Vanarama National. Again, if he improves his value, we can make some money on him. That's the idea. The ins, though, and we already mentioned this one, Valentinos Kremiadas is here on a permanent deal, a fabulous signing. His contract's a little high, and we spent a lot of money on him in the end. I spent it before I knew what money I'd have. I thought I'd have some more, but £350,000, I think he's worth it. I think it's a great deal. Physical stats are phenomenal. Heading and marking really good. His tackling could be better, and actually we'll probably train that now, because we aren't training him on anything, so that's good. So let's train him on central defender and defence, and try and improve his tackling. I've done this before. How do you improve tackling? I guess his defensive positioning. We'll try it. I think he'll be a very good player for us. I really, really do. He was good for us last year, as we said, a 6.98. If he has another good year for us and proves himself as the heart of that defence, that would be very good. Plus 20-year-old, 5-star potential. He's already at 3.5 star. If he gets better and better and better, that'll be fabulous. Now, of course, we do have Bryn Mulvaney, Kiana Hueva and Goncalo Cardoso here on loan deals to the end of the season, extended from last year. But we've also added this man, Nicolas Jura, comes in, and I think he has a lot to like about him. Similar to Mulvaney, similar type of player, 15 finishing, first touch is fabulous. Passing and technique is good. He offers a lot. He's really good mental stats, and he's quick, fairly quick anyway. He's actually 12. It's okay, but he's a finisher is the idea. Comes from the Bayern Munich academy. They picked him up from Dortmund for £1.3 million. So they see a lot in him, and he scored some goals in the third division in Germany a few years ago. It's his first real chance of his career, Nicolas Jura, and he's going to get some opportunities. Him and Mulvaney will be the main striker this year. We're going to play one up front. We're going back to the 4-2-3-1. So it's going to be interesting for the battle between these two lone strikers. Now, I did say I wanted to bring in some young permanent players to try and build their value and make some money, especially now more than ever. Now, this man comes in, Declan Cook, and it's in the end, it looks bad. I didn't pay that money. It was a free transfer on his contract, but this was compensation that needed to be paid that I didn't know about till afterwards. There's another one as well. It could be a mistake. I don't know. We'll give him a go. He's not going to start the season in that attacking playmaker midfield position, but he has the option. Really good physical stats, by the way. His physical stats are fabulous. Determination 14 is really, really good. Composure on the ball, off the ball is good. He's got a bit of flair about him. There's a lot to like about this man if he grows on to be the player that he potentially could be. At the moment, he's not quite there, but he's going to get options this year, and if he takes his opportunities, he could be very good. The next man we ended up spending money on that we didn't really want to is right winger Mark Hitchin. Now, he is definitely one more for the future, and I think he has got a lot to like about him, but he is a little bit capped. If we can make our money back on him eventually, I'll be pleased, because we've ended up spending 600 grand on him, and it's money that we needed in the end. This is where the money's gone. I've made big mistakes on these two, and I thought they were free transfers, and they're not. And if he is a free transfer, he's a good little player. Crossing could be a bit better, but he's very quick. 16 pace, acceleration 14. Hopefully he'll turn out to be a decent player. We do have another right-sided option though, so that is good. Now, this man was similar to the other two where I signed him up because his contract was running out, but this one turned out to be an actual free transfer with no compensation needed. Henry Lawrence comes in from Southampton. Now, he's 23 years of age, so he's not young, and we need to start getting the best out of him. 4-star potential ability. He can play a defensive midfield role if we decide to go to a diamond or anything like that, but he'll probably play in the middle. And he's a very well-rounded player. He's not fantastic at anything in particular, but he's very, very well-rounded. And sometimes you need a player like that to just shore things up in the middle. He's not going to be a 9 out of 10 every week, but he's not going to be a 5 out of 10. He's going to be solid in the midfield, and he's valued already at 525,000 pounds. He has yet to play a game, so it's going to be interesting. One signing I am super happy about is this man, Nick Cooper, and actually because of the centre backs we've already got, he may not start the season, but he may end the season. I think he'll force his way in because he is fabulous. We signed him from Manchester City. I've been looking at him for a few years, and he had a good year in League One last year with Brentford, who I think went up. They didn't go up. That's a shame. I just think he's got a lot to like. If we have a look here, as a central defender, 18 heading, 12 marking, 15 tackling, physically very good, very strong, mentally good as well. He's brave, he's good decisions, determination is very good, positioning is good, teamwork, work rate. If he could improve perhaps something like his first touch, which at 9 is okay, but could be a bit better, and like physically sort of a little bit quicker or balanced, he's got a lot to like about him. I think he's going to be a big player for us in the future. And this man comes in on loan from Everton for the season, Gary Ryan. We needed another right wing option. Mark Hitchin wasn't enough, and Gary Ryan comes in. I think he's got a lot to like. He's got 3.5 star potential, one of the best players in the team, really. His crossing could be a bit better, but if he can chip in with a few goals and a few assists, I'll be very, very happy. Again, a very quick right winger, which could be the difference in this league. It could be the difference. Had a loan at Bristol Rovers last year where he wasn't fantastic. A good average rating though, which is impressive. So he obviously was creating chances, but the strikers wasn't putting them away. If he can create chances for Bryn Mulvaney or Nicolas Jura, I think they'll put him away. This one looks weird. This is the final in so far. The transfer window is still open. And I absolutely understand that this looks bizarre. Luke Ayling comes in, 33 years of age, and this is where the money issue started to hit. So we'd sold Niall Mason, and I knew we needed another right back to go alongside Keanu Hueva. And I wanted to bring in somebody, but I just couldn't afford the wages. So I looked at some of the free transfers, and then Luke Ayling came up, and I thought to myself, he's got still a lot to like about him. Mentally very good. His physicals are waning now, but mentally very good. Still 12 crossing, tackling is good, his positioning is good, and as a fullback, as a backup fullback, I think he can do a job. If Keanu Hueva gets a bad injury, we're going to have to look at this in January, because he's not good enough to be the first choice. We will struggle. But as a backup to play the odd game here and there, I think he's good enough. And he's had a stellar career, former Premier League player, a great year in the Championship, of course, first season in the game. And since then, he's done okay without being spectacular. He went to Forest and it didn't work. Free transfer, I don't think we've got a lot to lose on it. And then we started having the issues. So this is what we're looking at. And the main issue right now is the left wing position, where we only have Joel Casey. Now, we are going to look at fixing that. Nicholas Dura can play there. So can Declan Cook if needed. But we are looking at fixing that. We've brought down some of the wages. They've agreed to it. I'll tell you who they are. Matty Longstaff has agreed to bring his contract down, as has Reece Devine, as has... No, Eddie Brown hasn't, actually, but those two have made the difference. There's another one somewhere that I've forgotten who it is. And this man, Dennis Politic, is still here, but he is about to leave the club. I was going to keep him. He suffered a bad injury, but in the end, he's going to leave. We are taking a loss on his money. Well, not on what we paid for him, actually, because we only bought him for £33,000, and he's had a couple of stellar years. Last year, not so much, and to get £250,000 on the long term is a good deal, especially 25 years of age. He's declining as a player. I think it's a pretty good deal with our situation. I would have liked to have had about £750,000, but it weren't going to happen. And he's off out to one of these three Romanian teams. And when he goes out, it's going to leave us an option. And there's one man I'm looking at to fill that left wing role. Say hello to Ben Walker. Now, this guy is good. Real good Championship level quality player. 14 crossing, really good dribbling. First touch is good. Finishing isn't bad either. Corner taker, which is good. His passing could be a bit better in that position, but he's quick, he can cross, and his flair is good. Determination is good. I think there's a lot to like about this man. He has played for Vitesse in the Eredivisie a few years ago and did okay, but was never given a real option. He could make himself a star for us. We've managed to pay what Chelsea want us to pay because we've brought wages down. So it looks like this man is going to come to us and be the first choice left winger, to be honest. Joel Casey will battle him for it, but he is obviously better than Joel Casey. So that's where we are. A lot to go through. And as I say, it's not ideal. It's not the transfer window I was hoping to have. I think it's been a decent transfer window, and I think there is some value in this squad for us over the next few years to keep improving, but not in the sense of we're going to be challenging for promotion. More of we're going to be slowly improving and improving the finances at the club, improving the youth facilities that need to improve, but we don't have the finances. The stadium as well needs to improve, but we don't have the finances. So it's going to be a tough few years, I think. But if the goals from Bryn Mulvaney, Nicholas Dura, the defensive work, which actually, you know what? I've got to be honest, I know two of them are loanees, but apart from the right-back position, if we had a decent permanent right-back, we have a great defence. Because Nick Cooper or Reece Williams, who's still here, could slot into the defence and be fantastic. And we just need a good right wing-back. Joel Lopez will start the season with Reece Devine's injury, but again, two very good left-backs. There are options in this team. Today we open up against Huddersfield, and if we have a look at the Championship table and the season preview, we are expected to finish 18th, which I think was the same as last year. If we can improve on that like we did last year, then that'll be fantastic. Huddersfield expected to finish 5th, so this may be a bit of a struggle. West Ham came down, as did West Brom, and they are expected to go straight back up. West Ham evens on, and if you look at the team, Declan Rice is still at West Ham, which is unheard of, valued at £45 million in the Championship. It is miles apart. So this is the team today then. We're going back to the 4-2-3-1, like I say, but we do have the option of the formation we played last year, which would still work very well. You could put the two of them up front and it would work very well. But I want to give these wingers a bit of a choice, a bit of an option. We do have a diamond as well, which would work because now that we do have Henry Lawrence. So we have options across the board, but we are going to play this one that works so well for us and got the best out of Mulvaney, and that's the idea this year. The team is Kelleher will be in goal. It's Keanu Hueva at right wing back, Cremidas and Cardoso, your two centre backs, and Joel Lopez at left back. Zambarek and Longstaff will keep their place as the first two midfielders. Henry Lawrence, Declan Cook are looking for those options, as is Tyler Onyango. So we do have options, which is good. And we do have options at centre-back, which is good. We have options across the board, but whether they're as strong as what they could be, I'm not sure. We're going to play Ryan on the right-hand side, Gary Ryan from Everton. Hopefully we'll have an impact today. Dylan Levitt behind the striker, no problems with him being the first choice. He's still very good, valued at 5 million, had a good year last year still. And if he goes on to have another good year, we will be on it. We're playing his more preferred position as well now. His more preferred formation where he was getting the best. So hopefully that'll work again. Left wing will be Joel Casey then. Again, I think there's a lot to like about the kid and he's potentially a good championship winger. He's going to get options this year and hopefully improves and improves and improves. His crossing could be better. Let's change that now because that needs to be better. Up front then, Bryn Mulvaney and Nicholas Dura is on the bench, but with Mulvaney's goals, even last year when we were a little bit less attacking, 15 in 41 was still very good. I'm hoping he can get better than that this year. I'm surprised to get him back, to be honest, but I will take it. That was a lot of talking. God, that was a lot of talking. Huddersfield then line up with Jaden Braff at left wing. He's a man I did look at, to be honest. He is a very, very good player for this league. But unfortunately, because of the wages, I couldn't bring him in at the time. Probably could do it now, and it's a shame that he's already gone because he is very good. Also, I have Junior Bacuna still there. Adam Capdeville is another man I looked at. He's on loan from Manchester City too. Can play up front and also on this right wing. We signed Gary Ryan instead because we just couldn't afford what City wanted from the wages, but he is very good too. So that's a couple of good players. And up front, Mujica, who isn't as good as Capdeville up front, so I'm surprised they're going with him as the central option. That's interesting. Anybody else worth looking at? Oscar Terenzi is also on loan from Man City, so there must be some sort of good deal going on there. He is quite good left back for the division, and that is where we're at. Anyone on the bench worth looking at? Ollie Watkins is there. George Baldock is that? Who's that? Adama Traore on loan from Watford. Well, I would have taken him as a right-wing option. Actually, he's crossing to 8. I wouldn't have. That's not true. Hopefully, we can make an impact today. I don't think people are expecting us to attack as much, and it may not work. But let's go out there, take the game to them, and get the best out of some of our better players. Zambarek, Levitt, and Mulvaney. The defence are good enough, I think, to hold it. Now, last year I was worried, but they proved last year that they are good enough. We do have that defensive option if we need it. Right, first highlight after 7 minutes, and we're coming forward on the right-hand side. Keanu Hueva, can he find a cross? He does. Congolo heads away, and this is where Huddersfield will try and break. And this is where we're a little bit more nervy this year, because last year no one really broke on us that much because we were quite defensive-minded. This year, that's not happening, so we do need to be aware of what's going to happen. Jaden Braff is the man on the left-hand side. Terenzi, they've worked it well, Huddersfield. We've got men back. And have gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. So that's good pressing from us. But now they've worked their way out, and that's the problem. This feels like a Huddersfield goal coming, to be honest. It's a Rezibu, and Kelleher makes a comfortable save in the end. Leeds also came down, by the way. So Leeds are back in the division, which is interesting. Leeds, West Ham and West Brom. 3 big teams. So I'm glad I weren't going for promotion this year, because that's got to be hard either way. I mean, you never know. We might have a season no one expects. It's up towards Mujica. Cremidas is underneath it. He's on a booking already, which is a shame. And Zambarek now. Getting the best of Zambarek is a big part of how we play. Joel Casey getting involved there, which is good to see. And as I say, Zambarek getting involved. Now Casey on the left. Pulls back for Zambarek. And he's getting much more of the ball than he did last year. Joel Casey's in behind. Oh, he's offside. Oh, what a start to his season that would have been. He's still celebrating. It's offside, Joel. Joel is offside. That's what you want to see. Zambarek and Levitt linking up and playing in these pacey wingers. Maybe it'll work for us. Maybe it won't. I don't know what this dance move is. Here we go though. Romero wins it off Levitt in a pretty dangerous position actually, and now brings it forward for Barlaser. There's an option on the right. He's heads a boot again. He can find a cross maybe, and Braff should score. That is a big miss. I'm going to ask them to demand a little bit more because stats wise it's not working in our favour. Gary Ryan on a 6.5, Joel Casey on a 6.5. So is Bryn Mulvaney and Dylan Levitt now. We're not playing fantastically, to be honest. Half-time 0-0. I would take a 0-0, to be fair. I think it'd be a good result for us. I'm going to say we've been a bit... no, I'm going to say I'm far from pleased, to be honest, because we haven't been fantastic. I just want to take the game to our opponents a little bit more, and... Again, we're not actually doing that. Here's Mujica. Lopez wins it though, and on the break we look dangerous. Bryn Mulvaney has a lot of space. They've backed off him, and Bryn Mulvaney's at the post. That's a big chance. Couldn't win it. Levitt's in there, and now Ryan. And I want to see more from Gary Ryan. He's not doing a lot right now. Zambarek wide for Hueva. Back to Ryan. That's better. Gary Ryan's cross is blocked. Hueva whips it in, and Joel Casey. What a save that is. Has he saved that? I think he hit the bar. Wow. Right, we're playing a bit better. 60 minutes on the clock. We are going to make that change. Bryn Mulvaney off. Nicholas Dura on, he's going to get an option. He's going to get the half an hour now. If he gets a goal, it'd be 1-0 Dura early on. Right, highlight here. We'll see what happens and possibly make another change, to be honest. Congolo to Terenzi. Terenzi, a lot of space. And Capdeville, that's what he can do. That is what they can do on loan from Manchester City. We wish we could bring in players like that. That's what I was trying to do. But there's no chance. There's no chance. Just as I'd made the change to bring the striker off as well. So now we need to try and take the game to them a little bit more. I mean, I think we go attacking. We've got nothing to lose. But our wingers and our attacking players aren't doing the business. We're going to make a double change. Declan Cook comes on and Mark Hitchin comes on. Because why not? What have we got to lose here? Give them a 20 minutes to see what they can do. Why not? It's not been a terrible performance. Huddersfield are a good team. And we've just been beaten by a slight bit more of quality. And I'm aware of that. If Bryn Mulvaney takes some of his earlier chances, it's a different game. And it's throughout the season, I'm sure he will. But it is a 1-0 loss to open up the campaign. Not fantastic, not terrible. I guess it's the only way to look at it. So I'm going to say, unlucky boys, keep your heads up. Keep your heads up. They're a good team. We've taken them to the limit, so to speak. They're a good team, as are Cardiff. But this is the problem in the Championship. There are lots of good teams. So we need to be picking up points where we can. West Brom have lost. Interesting. So then, a loss to start the season. Not great. We're going to play a few games. I think I'm looking at West Ham and Birmingham at the end of the month and think that's probably the best place to come back. So we'll play through a lot of games, actually, and it'll give us a better idea of where we are in the season. I am worried that we could be in a relegation battle, but you never quite know in the Championship. We're going to play these games. Hopefully we can pick up a couple of wins and we'll get to West Ham and Birmingham. West Ham away in particular. It's the money tie, so why not? End of the episode then, ladies and gentlemen. And okay, it's been okay. The transfer window has been a bit of a problem. Hopefully you guys like the transfers. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to make the best with what we've got. We are going to bring in this left winger from Chelsea who's going to make a difference, hopefully. And let's see where we are. Let's see what happens. Until next time, peace.